hope this helped you on your journey through your stupid 2005 Toyota Camry with the PZEV special exhaust. So yeah, all right guys, so I got my 05 Toyota Camry here. It's the 16 valve, it's the 2.4 liter. Today I am taking off the manifold and the studs in the bottom of the manifold slash catalytic converter. The threading has totally ripped off, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that today, and I'll show you a little bit more of that. Okay guys, so I just hit it with some penetrating lube, and as you can see I got some rust. There's a little crud in here I'm going to clean out. I had to get this middle one first, and then there was one down here that you need a wrench, an angled wrench for. If you don't want to take this out, make sure you take the plate that goes from here over to here that covers this wire right here. Take that out, put a wrench on it, and you'll be able to turn it just enough to get it underneath. If you get a small enough wrench, you can lift this and get underneath of it, and you won't have any issues. Yeah, like I said, underneath here you won't have any issues, but also make sure to put some penetrating oil on the sides here too, because right down here there's a bolt there and a bolt that goes in over here somewhere that holds in the entire cat and manifold assembly. So yeah, now I've got so the back of the manifold cat assembly here, you can see this is completely just gone. This one over here, not bad. I can reuse that. Unfortunately, it looks like these are screw through studs, so it looks like I'm gonna have to cut and drill this one through and then put something else in its place. I'm gonna take a break, go eat dinner, and I'll deal with this again later. So yeah, that's about done for now. So here's the part in its entirety, and here's where our stud was totally destroyed. This stud isn't too far off, but it'll do for now. There are some threads hanging out the bottom. I'm going to try to get it with a pipe wrench and see if I can turn it out, but the way it looks, there's a big cavity of rust around it. So I'm going to try to spray some penetrating oil down it, and I'm going to drill it out. Okay, so far I'm just working with a smaller hole right now, getting down in there, a little bit of PV blaster on it to keep it lubed. Already broke that 9 or 7/32 bit. We're on to the 15/64 bit, and hopefully that'll be the one that gets us through. Then we can work our way a little bit bigger each time, working our way through that bolt. Clean it out a little bit. Okay, so that's cleared out. We're going to make it a little bit bigger than that, just so we can start to take out more material. I'm going to go ahead and spray a little of this in the hole. I mean, it's going to go right through, but you know, a little lube on it can't really hurt. And plus, I'm going to put some on the drill bit here too. And I'm going to try this one-handed so I can film, and let's see what we get. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than what I have. The starting is going to be a little bit fun. Okay, I'm going to back off a little bit because we're smoking. I'm going to lube up and try it again. I'll come back when it's all drilled out. Okay, and as you can see, we made it through. We still got that shell on the bottom there of the bolt, but hopefully that'll come out when I bring it a little wider. I'm going to have to try to angle it down a little bit. This is going to be a little tricky. So we'll spray it down, give it a shot, and I'll show you when we're done that. Well, partway in, my bit broke off, so I'm going to try a different bit and see if I can get that one out of there first. And then I'll try a different one and we'll come back. All right, I hit it with the 23/64 and everything just kind of came right out of it. So I don't care if it's a little bit off, that's okay. The seal that I have will work to fit it. All right guys, so I've got this basically in place. I'm going to go down here, and at the bottom of this there are, can't really see it too well, but you can see one of the bolts I replaced. I replaced it with a bolt, one of the studs, because it just would not work for me. No matter what I did, I was getting an issue. So that stud's good. The other stud is a bolt with a nut on the end of it. Haven't hooked anything up yet. This is still all loose, but all the nuts are in place, except for the bottom two. and I got to get a nut for that, the other stud that's still in there. Hey guys, so it's day 2. It's really early in the morning, and I'm going to go work on the car. So I'm gonna get ready, and I guess y'all join me. And as we come around, you can see the old nut from the back part of the exhaust I had to cut. So as you can see, there's the flange from the nut that I cut. It was kind of a pain in the ass. I had to cut it last time as well. And what I ended up doing was burring the outside in on the other side to make a slot. So no matter what size the flange, it'll fit. There's the front end. It's all broken and disconnected. I did end up taking the flex pipe down. And this is the weird one with the extension right here, the PZEV, which means partial zero emissions vehicle. Didn't know that. So this is one of those low emissions type of bullshit. And it has two O2 sensors in it. One in the back here that goes under the seat, and I'll take that off in a minute. And one up in the front there. Yeah, there's another one on the other side there that goes up in the front. I believe I took most of that off, but I'll come around to the other side. So as you can see, there is the other part where the flex pipe was that broke off. I cut it, and those clamps suck. I probably should have used a band clamp or something like that. And this is the side I was talking about here. This is where the catalytic converter comes down. And as you can see, I have a nut with a bolt on one side, but the other stud that's there, I need a new bolt because the other one is just totally, completely stripped. And while I'm here and looking at this section here, I can follow this up, and there's the connector. It's loose. I don't know why it's not strapped to anything, but I'll have to take care of that when I put it back in. So anyway, I'll come back when I get that all done, and I'll show you the one under the driver's side seat. As I said before, I made this one side slotted, so no matter what I put on here, it would fit, no matter the size of the flange. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that with a pipe once I get this other under the seat thing removed. And once I hit that, it'll pop right out. Allie is going to do the O2 sensors, so we're going to watch her do that. You have to take that off. Don't get the goop anywhere else.
I'm not.
Pull it straight off.
Okay.
There you go. We're going to go ahead and screw it into that bung hole right there. Just make sure you get it right in there and screw it in.
Lefty.
To the righty-tighty. Yep.
Okay, I can't turn it anymore.
You've now installed the first O2 sensor. Okay.
What if I just broke the car?
You did, totally.
Righty?
Yep, towards you.
Oh my god.
Does that feel tight?
I don't, yeah.
Okay, let go.
Ow, yeah, can you double check though?
Yeah. I'm just gonna make sure it's really, really tight. Yeah, that's tight enough. Now I'll take this and you can install the other one.
Oh god.
Okay.
You said I wouldn't get dirty.
You're not dirty.
I am dirty.
Oh my god, machine oil. Make sure to screw it in nice and straight. All right, ready to go for the tool?
Yeah, where is it?
Right here and right here. Okay, now you're gonna have to turn the exhaust on its side right there. Okay, put it flat. I'm gonna stand right here. You're gonna put it on there to where it feels good. Move it, take it off. Now turn it. No, not all the way. There you go. Try it that way. Okay, just put it on. There you go. Now stick the square in there at a good angle. That's not a good angle.
I realize that, bitch. Oh.
Oh, it go. That's why there's so many different points on it. Make sure you get it in all the way.
Hold on.
You do this one-handed.
All right, because you're a dude.
There, now. Make sure you get it all the way down on there. It's not all the way on. There you go. Now it's flat. Hold up, hold up. See how that's coming out? Go like this. Push it all the way in, or else you're going to have a bad day. Like a real bad day. There you go. Nice and tight. Perfect. Perfect.
Holy crap.
How was that?
I guess okay.
And what did you just do?
I just installed 2 O2 sensors to the intermediate pipe.
And there's the PZEV pipe that was like $300 after tax. Got it on rockauto.com. Everybody else wanted like $700 for it at Advance and AutoZone. So now out to the car to disconnect the O2 sensor for the backside that goes into underneath the driver's seat. Okay, even if you are lucky enough to have one of these guns laying around, don't use it just yet. Okay, we're gonna take our 14 millimeter, is that 14? Yes, it is. 14 millimeter socket. We're gonna do this with an extension, and don't mind my car, it's very utilitarian. We're just gonna go ahead and crack these loose. We're not gonna take them all the way out yet. Okay, but I'm not gonna take the whole thing out. You can see it's just a little bit. Okay, it's just loose. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side in the front. Again, try not to judge too much. This is a car for a family of 7, and it's my main car. So everybody's in it, including the dog and kids and everybody. Let's go ahead and crack this one loose. There we go. I have done this before, so I know this to be the ideal way to do it. Okay, we're not going to take them out yet. Like I said, just loosen off by hand that there's still some threads in there. Now we're gonna go to the back side. Before that, we're gonna go ahead and push this seat all the way forward. Okay, and again, we're gonna crack these by hand. We're not gonna do this with the gun just yet. Jesus, I did this with the gun, didn't I? I had to have tightened this down with the gun because I'm an asshole. There we go. This one's a little tricky because this one's in a weird place. It's actually underneath on the side right here. There it is. You can see past all the dog hair. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen this one up as well. Okay, and once you have them out, go ahead and move it back until it's very slightly exposed at the front for those front bolts. And now that they're loose, we can just go ahead and unscrew them by hand. And once you get the seat undone, there's 2 connectors here for the motors in the seat. You can disconnect those and remove this and remove the seat. It's going to be right here, right under the front where the seat mounts here. That's the connector right there. We're going to go ahead and disconnect that connector, and the wire will come back down through the car. Okay, I just realized you are going to have to pull this out of here a little bit to get down to the hole right there. So it's just in front of where the seat bolts in, but you're going to need to pull all this out to get to it. So that's why I had this out before, because I tried to do this about a year ago and I ended up with the wrong exhaust, not the PZEV version. Okay, so there's the exhaust. Remember, the O2 sensor with the longer wire that goes to the inside is at the back. There's your cat, I guess, then your hanger, and then the smaller one goes up to the front. I'm missing the rest of it, just kind of hanging out under there. I'm about to put a jack stand under it to hold up the back end while I get it into the hook and get the top of the front attached. Okay, so as you can see right there, that bolt is actually holding. I didn't have to do too much to get it to tighten down. It actually, the head stayed where it was and it locked into place real nice. This one though, I got to get a stud for. I did put a flange crush gasket in between there. I've got another one for the back end over there. And right now it's just held up on that, but I have it right there. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and put the crush flange gasket on there, put that together. I've got some bolts here. One of them is a bolt that came with the exhaust setup that I used to replace the front one. And so I'm going to use one of them, and then I got a couple of these here, so I'm going to probably use one of these as well. Okay, and as I start to draw those two together on both sides, I got the gasket in the middle, sandwich it up, and that should be good for that. So I'm probably going to put a double nut on that when I'm done. I'll probably put a second nut on it just to make sure it's, you know, really tight and it won't back off. And there's my wire. I'm going to go ahead and pull in some slack. And I'm going to go ahead and hook it back up right here. Click, and we're in. Good. And also make sure to plug back in your seat plugs. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and mount the seat back down. Hand tight, a few threads. That feels kind of chunky. There we go. A few threads in, just enough to hold the front down and lock it in place before you move the seat again. Okay, and there are little tabs to get this situated in place. It locks into. So at that point, just go ahead, like I said, finger tight, nothing more. You want to give it enough room for the seat to rock back and forth and line into place as you slide it on the track. This also is a good time to lubricate your track. I used some PB Blaster, and that's going to stink my car to high hell, but it works. And now I'm going to move the seat forward. We're not quite lined up, so I'm going to go ahead and try to line this one up on the wall here and see if I can get that lined up. If I can get that one lined up, then I can move around to the other side once I can get a few threads in here. Like I said, it's just slightly off. There it is. I had to lift up on it a little bit for it to actually start to thread in. Okay, I got a couple of threads going. The other side, we can see it's off. So we're gonna have to kind of shift it a little bit, pull the stuff out, and then we'll go ahead and get that other one right into there. Like I said, don't mind all the dog hair. This is a family car for 7, and everybody rides in here. It's very utilitarian, not really so much thought about as a nice car, just get you from point A to point B, or get everybody from point A to point B. And this has probably been about a year coming since I started messing with the exhaust. So, all right, so those two are finger tight. I'm going to go ahead and tighten them all the way up, and then I'm going to move the front back and tighten up the fronts. Now we can toss all this crap into the back seat. For now, I believe we're done. Okay, and let's start it up and see what it sounds like. Wow, that is a like 10 times better difference. My hair is unreal. It's full of sand and grease and dirt. My face has dirt. I almost had the Hitler stash going on earlier. I wiped my nose like this and I had a big smudge right here. I'm walking around, hey, howdy neighbor. All freaking Hitlery. Anyways, well, let's see. What do we got on this piece now? We got a check engine light, and we are at 206,082 miles on the odometer. And yeah, got that check engine light. I'm going to go ahead and run a code, clear that. It's probably for the O2 sensors. Okay, and as you can see, we got one of these Walmart code scanners hooked up to it. We're going to go ahead and check our codes. Let's see what we get. Right now I got the key on. Car is not running. Come on, any year now. Okay, one code found. Let's read that code. System 2 lean bank 1. Well, the system is running 2 lean, which I don't know what that's about now that everything's plugged back in, but we'll figure it out as it goes along. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase the code. Okay, the erase is done. All right, I'm going to go ahead and key it off. Now it's keyed off. I'm going to unplug the code reader, and let's go ahead and start it up and make sure that code is cleared. And no check engine lights. Everything looks good. Still 206,082 miles on the odometer, and no check engine light has come back on yet. We'll let it run for a few minutes and let everything situate and get back into running rhythm and idling rhythm. I'm going to go ahead and stash that up there for now. Let's take a walk around. Oh, that sounds so much better. All right, guys, so it's been running for a few minutes here. I'm just going to take it for a quick drive and give her the beans and see what she does. We're getting that 2 lean code. Not really sure what that's about. I did just put the exhaust on. I did take it to go get the other bolt for the front, or the other nut for the front, and put that on. And so now everything is on the up and up. I did manage to burn myself on the exhaust once I got back. A little burn right there, right on the knuckle, of course, because I was wrenching right next to the freaking cat. So, but everything's put back together. This was the PZEV. Let's take it for a test drive and see if there's anything noteworthy. So guys, it's raining like a bitch right now, and I've got a semi truck behind me in a way, a little ways back there. But this is a 35-mile-an-hour road. I'm not doing 35 mile an hour. My speedometer is actually off by like 2 miles an hour, so I'm doing about 40. That's all right. So I'm just gonna keep cruising. I see a truck up here with its lights on. Might be a cop, so I'm gonna stop recording for now. Okay, so I'm coming up to Stafford Forge here. This is a little road where it's overlooking some old cranberry bogs. But this is where we're gonna do our 0-60 test. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on the straightaway, and then when I'm up on the straightaway, we'll come from this way. We'll stop real quick because that truck's gonna be behind us. So I don't want to stop too hard, but as long as I don't see any cars on this road, we are golden. 0 to 60, we're gonna start right now. Whoa, little spin. Let's give her the beans to the floor. Still pushing to get to 60, and there's about 60 right there. You guys tell me what you think. I'm gonna say about 10 seconds, maybe more. But we're cruising, and it's not loud at all. So I think that's a successful test. I gave her the beans. Let's give her some more. There's about 80, and there's a car. So I'm gonna slow it down and cut it off. I just gotta do something about my janky license plate and the damage that came with the car. All right, guys, car guy here. So, well, I should say ending guy here, because everything seems to be just as it's planned out. No screw ups this time. Last year I had the same issue with the PZEV exhaust not being in the catalog, and so I ended up buying one that wasn't PZEV. And this time I went to Rock Auto. They happen to have one I had saved for like the last year. So with that said, everything is the way it's supposed to be. And I hope this helped you on your journey through your stupid 2005 Toyota Camry with the PZEV special exhaust. So yeah, that's about all I got for this one. So thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.